Oh, here I was all concerned about making sure all of my chat stuff was working. And then completely forgot to uncover my camera. Not surprising. Not surprising. All right. So, hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Hello. I'm a practical eccentric, and I am here for Dreamlight Valley because we're still questing, which is good. It's nice to have more stuff to do. I always like more stuff to do. So, there's a lot to talk about. So, let's see. Where do I even want to start? I think what I want to start with is, oh Lord, I can see too much of my screen. I need to stop. Okay, let's do the quote. Do quote and story time, and then we'll get chitty chatty about more game type things. So let's go ahead and do the quote of the night. The quote of the night is, "You never know when a moment and a few sincere words can have an impact on a life." And that is from Zig Ziglar. And the reason I wanted to pick this quote, or at least a quote about being grateful, being thankful, being appreciative, something in that vein, was because I have now hit 150 subscribers, which is crazy and good. And I'm trying not to let it like sway me. And what I mean by that is I have very particular goals at the moment for my content creation in general. And those specific goals are to show up, to be consistent, to learn and grow as in develop skill sets, do things that make me feel uncomfortable, participate in new ways, and like evolve those things, and not focus on subscriber count, watch time, the potential for monetization. Those things would be lovely. And I feel like if they're going to occur, they will need to occur in a organic way, because if I prioritize those things, I suspect that it will lead to burnout and potentially depression. I feel like I've talked about it a few times, but if I have not talked about it recently, or if you have not been with me at a moment where I did discuss those things, I have done creative pursuit type things for financial purposes before. I made jewelry is what I did, and I sold at craft and art fairs, and I had an Etsy shop for a while, and discovered that the stress of making it financially viable in conjunction with the creativity was not not good for me. We're not in a, wonderfully like, well, it's not unstable. It's not, we're not rolling in dough. We're not, like we live, we eat, we have a home, I have work, my kids are taken care of. My husband and I occasionally get to go out and do things, and it is better now than it has been. But at the time that I was doing those things, it was really important for me that if I was spending money on making stuff to sell, that I needed to have that stuff make money in order for it to be something I could sustain. And because the focus was on the financial aspect, it really hurt my creativity to the point where I stopped doing anything creative. I was like, I can't deal with all of the stress of whether or not it makes money being the motivating factor of, should I be producing more? Should I be doing more shows? Should I be doing more XYZ stuff? It was so stressful that I just cut out creativity things. Like I didn't even color, I didn't do any of that stuff because I just got so depressed and so burnt out that I just cut it all off. And then for 2 years, I didn't do anything creative. And that was one of the worst periods of my life, just because I need a creative outlet, whatever that creative outlet may be. So I decided, to focus on other things, and I dropped all that stuff and realized I needed to add it back in, and have come to the conclusion that if creative pursuits end up producing money or, whatever in the future, that I have to let it evolve. I cannot focus on that first, because I'm concerned about the toll it will take on my mental health. Other people may not have those same struggles, but I know I do. And so I have been really strict with my focus being on, did I learn to do a better thumbnail? Did I learn more about a graphics, like, editing program? Am I learning more about sound? Am I learning more about multi-streaming? Am I attempting to connect on Discord, because Discord stresses me out? There are things that I can focus on that aren't necessarily, and does it then produce money too? It may evolve eventually, and that'd be great. But it's really tough too, because a lot of the advice out there for content creators and creative pursuits, just in general, arts, pursuits, there's a lot of pressure to be producing, and for it to be a real job, and for it to be real whatever somebody thinks that your creative pursuits should be doing. And so a lot of the advice you get, and a lot of the metrics that people will want you to pay attention to, are the numbers and the money and this side of things. And I'm fortunate enough that I don't have to do that. I don't have to pay it. I'm not trying to pay my mortgage, on the creative pursuits I'm currently pursuing. But it's really tough sometimes when what you see, like if I log into YouTube and I log into the studio, the first thing I see is my subscriber count, my watch time, my reach, my, click-through rate, things that like all the metrics that show whether or not you're being successful or not. And I like numbers, and I like looking at graphs, and I like seeing all of that information, but I have to consciously make the choice of, this is interesting and fun, not my value is in these numbers, because my value right now is tied to my goals, and my goals are more about self-improvement, showing up, learning new things, dealing with those struggles first, because if those struggles aren't managed before I'm focused on metrics, then I'm setting myself up for some serious burnout. So I try to take all of the advice with a grain of salt. I take all of the back end stuff of the YouTube and Twitch platforms with a grain of salt, as in, well, that's interesting, and it's fun to see. But I was getting close to 150 subscribers, and I was like, oh, on YouTube. And I was like, oh, I should probably say something, like, oh, I should probably say, oh, thank you. And I'm so happy that, people are hanging out with me, because I am grateful, and I am happy people are finding value with hanging out with me and subscribing and offering support in what ways that they can. I was like at 148 or 100. I don't know if I was at 149. I think I was at 148 subscribers. And I was like, oh, I should get ready to say a thank you. Like, I make a little to-do out of a nice round number, like 150. And then my subscriber count went down. And it went down to like 146, I think. I think I lost a couple of subscribers. And I was like, oh, well, okay. And it took a little bit of me going, am I going to let this bother me? Because it's not really my measure for value, or my measure for, like, am I succeeding at my goals? But it is still a number, and it is still changing. So I was like, oh. Now, I will say that YouTube does a lot of like managing stuff for bot accounts and for like fake accounts and stuff like that. So you see your numbers fluctuate for those who don't know, and aren't necessarily like as privy to the back end side of things. So they're looking at like likes and dislikes and subscriber counts and stuff like that. And if they find things that are not valid accounts, they will, remove those numbers, unsubscribe them or remove the accounts or whatever. I don't know all of the nitty gritty of that. So there is expected fluctuation and expected, numbers to go down. And then there's also the potential for somebody subscribing and then unsubscribing. Like, that's totally legit. And people can do that at any old time. And there's no way for me to know. There's no way for me to know if it was like a YouTube automated thing or if it was a person saying, you know what, unsubscribe. And that's fine. But then my number went back up and then it went back up again. And then this week it went from 149 to 152. Now, is it possible that some of those numbers are not real numbers? Is it possible that some of those subscribers may unsubscribe almost right away? Sure, it's entirely possible. And there's no real way for me to know. And that's okay. Part of the reason I'm bringing it up at all is just because it's been an interesting exercise to theoretically know that I shouldn't let things bother me and then have things happen that it's like, is this going to bother me? Am I going to let this, affect me on some real level? Like, am I going to let it negatively impact me? And no, I'm not going to let it because it's kind of expected. It's just different experiencing it. Like, you can theorize all day how you're going to react to numbers going up or down or negative comments or thumbs down or whatever you might get in your, like, in a public facing creator kind of way. But it's entirely different to actually get to that point and go, how am I going to deal with that? Like, am I actually going to allow that to affect me in some, real negative way? And I'm not going to. And I wasn't sure if I should wait. Like, maybe I should give it a few days and make sure those numbers stick. But you know what? And this is why I wanted a quote about being grateful and gratitude and expressing thanks, is because even if my real number is not 152 right now, even if it's not, like, maybe there are 20 bot accounts right now that YouTube's going to clean up in the next month, I don't know, it doesn't change the fact that I'm grateful. Like, thank you. If you have subscribed to me and you are getting value about spending time with me, watching my content, hanging out in my live streams, doing whatever it is, or maybe you just, happy to click subscribe to support small creators, thanks. I appreciate it. Like, it's not my main focus, but it does, like, I can let the positivity in and keep the negativity or the potential for negativity at bay. Like, I can do that. I can allow the positivity to come in because what I want is to spread positivity here. It's one of my main goals, is connecting with people and offering a space for people and just being here and doing what I can, because there's so much negative in the world that anything that we can do positively that might combat the negativity is of value. Every little drop, every little bit counts, because the more we spread around, the more likely we're spreading it to people that will also spread it around and therefore make, I tell two friends and you tell two friends and everyone tells two friends, and then suddenly everyone's talking about how awesome everything is. Not really, but you know what I mean? Like, it radiates out and it's an exponential kind of growth thing. So yeah, I just wanted to say thanks. Thanks for being here. I will continue to do my best to show up and be consistent and learn and grow and evolve and see where it takes me, see where it takes us, So anyway, I just was thinking about it because I had to really examine it this week and over the last few weeks as the numbers were kind of going up a little bit and then down a little bit and then up a little bit. And I was like, how do I really feel about this? How do I really want to feel about this? And it's kind of fitting considering we're doing all this emotional inside out content. It's like I can make those choices and I can be positive and I can share that gratitude and positivity with anyone who drops in and spends some time here. So, anyway, feeling pretty good. I'm a little tired. I finished day 11 of my 12-day work week. It's not really a week, but 12 days in a row at work. I have 1 day to go, and then I have 9 days off. Oh, and I'm ready. I'm so ready. I'm ready for a nice long break. I'm ready for stuff, like getting stuff done around the house. I'm ready for my husband and I are going to a concert a week from Saturday. So the kids are going to be gone, and it'll be a nice conclusion to my week off. And I might get some decorating and cleaning done in my art space. I might actually do something art related. Depends on how motivated I am. But I look forward to gaming, and I'm looking forward to doing content stuff, and I'm looking forward to playing some more. I haven't played Dinkum in... I feel like Sunday stream will be 2 weeks since I played Dinkum last, and I am looking forward to playing some Dinkum. Oh my gosh, there's so much. I mean, I need to write a to-do list, but in any case, yeah, I had a lot of thoughts about what I wanted to talk about as far as like a quote and story time tonight. So anyway, and then on top of all that, we got a new DLC trailer for Dreamlight Valley. So if you join me tonight or whenever, actually, I think the poll probably is just during stream. So I've put up a poll. I've been thinking about using polls for live stream, and so I did a poll tonight for whatever people are excited about. So if you have not seen, and I'm going to go ahead and get up and start moving around as we continue to chit-chat about Wish Blossom Ranch is the name of the new DLC. They just did the teaser trailer, although when I started looking, I was like, maybe I should look at it again before stream and see what people are talking about. It sounds like it got leaked about a week ago, but I really don't pay attention to leaks. So I want to start by doing some pumpkin farming real quick, because I'm going to be chatting a little bit about the DLC before we get to questing. So I might as well occupy the time with a little bit of gardening. Actually, I just realized something I need to do. Is it here? It's here. Okay, good. And I want to change this to this. Okay. Now, so somebody was speculating that they went ahead and did the teaser trailer a little earlier than they might have, because if it got leaked, they might as well put it out in the world, I guess. But I don't know about any of that, because like I said, I don't really pay attention to when things get leaked. I like surprises, so I don't really dig for that kind of stuff. And I don't usually prioritize looking at anybody that's like, ooh, this new thing got leaked, or someone got into the code or whatever, found new designs or whatever. I don't really look for that kind of content or click on it most of the time. So it means I will never be hip and happening and in the know, but eventually I will know, because eventually the content will get released. So what was in the trailer? Well, I think the biggest thing, as far as change of gameplay in the game broadly, is the addition of horses. And it looks like they will not just be... Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't re-equip some companions, so I need to do that. And you're close, and I think I had a raven. Yeah. So these guys are close. Okay. It looks like you will be able to... I don't know if you befriend them similar like to critters or to the characters, but it looks like you take care of them, because they showed brushing of the horses, and also that you could ride the horse. So I'm interested to see like how they execute that, because theoretically they could be kind of like a glider, as in you can ride around on it. But if they're a critter, I mean, I guess theoretically if they're a critter, that would be similar to the carpet. They did show watering, like watering a garden with the horse. Like I think the watering can was in the horse's mouth. So that would be a difference as far as the carpet glider idea. So, but I also am like, are they actually going to be a villager? Because they teased at the end of Storybook Fail Maximus, or implied it at least, because they showed, you know, there was a tree with Flynn Rider's wanted poster, and then a horse's shadow showed up. So that says to me Maximus. And I think one of the horses in the trailer looked like Maximus, but there were a variety of horses. And there's a lot of horses to choose from as far as Disney IP, so that'd be interesting to see. But I still don't know exactly if they're going to be more like a critter or more like a villager. Because they will function, they could function a little bit like the carpet, except for that watering element. And then, of course, caring for them. Like, we don't care for our critters right now. Once we befriend our critters, they're with it. We can pet them, but that's not the same as feeding and brushing them. So I'm not sure exactly the execution of that yet. And then they mentioned ranching, which I was like, are they actually going to expand on the farming type stuff? Because that would be interesting. They did show basically one biome, and it was like an alpine theme, and we didn't really see any of the other biomes. I am assuming that they will be much like the other DLC, where there'll be 3 biomes. What people are really speculating on is that there was some stuff in the distance, and there were like these 2 mountains that were like blue and pink crystal, or looked kind of like crystal in the background. And I started to see that people were starting to kind of be like, oh, that reminds me of this or that. And I didn't easily recognize what they were mentioning. So I was like, maybe it's something I'm not familiar with, because there's a lot of Disney I'm familiar with, and then there's a lot of Disney I'm not familiar with. Specifically, like when we get into like the made-for-TV stuff, like, I don't know, I'm not as familiar with a lot of that stuff, especially the stuff that was in like the 90s and the 2000s. Just not familiar with it. So it wouldn't surprise me if it might be something that I am not familiar with. But the other thing, there were like 3 things in the sky in the background. And one of them, I don't know if I saw anybody who it looked like a cloud or a puff of smoke or something. And I don't think people were really sure what that could be. But the other thing that was in the background, and the thing that I am more interested in than maybe even the Crystal Mountains, is the fact that there was something in the background, and I will concur with what I have seen the majority of people saying they think it is. It looks like a bunch of honeypots. And that would be great, because I know there's a lot of people hyped about the potential for Winnie the Pooh stuff, and a Winnie the Pooh. I would love to see a 100-acre wood biome. I think that would be very cute. Obviously a realm would be also good, but the fact that it does look like a bunch of honeypots, similar to the furniture object that we have, I think that would make a lot of people very, very happy. So we'll find out more. I think the next showcase is October 15th, and the release date for the DLC is in like mid to late November, which is typical. That's the same as the other 2. But that definitely means I am looking forward to the next showcase. And we have to wait a month now for it, or a little over a month actually. But then we move on to, besides horses and potential for some interesting biomes. They showed 2 characters. I am assuming there will be at least 3 characters when it launches. But one of them was Snow White and one of them was Tinkerbell. And I was like, ooh. I'm into that. So, hey Claire, how are you? I'm just talking about the trailer that dropped yesterday. So, super excited about that. How are you feeling about that? I'm assuming you have seen it. Excited too? Yeah. I'm curious about the execution of the horse thing. Because I'm not exactly sure, unless they're adding a whole bunch of new mechanics. Because I'm trying to think about, like, how it might fit with what we already have going on in this game. The other thing I'm curious about is, like, I think of riding horses in games meaning I'm going to be traveling long distances, and I don't really feel like the size of the worlds in this game really warrants that kind of riding. So I'm interested to see, like, is the new world going to be huge? Or is it going to be, like, kind of the convenience similar to the gliders? I don't know. Excited for Tinkerbell. Absolutely. And Snow White, to be honest. I like the fact that they are still... I know a lot of people get really, really in their feels about what characters come out and what characters don't come out. But I think they still do a pretty good job of releasing characters from a wide variety of eras. Because I have talked to people that really want the classic characters, and what they mean are like the kind of Renaissance in the 80s and 90s characters, because those are the ones they grew up with. But whenever I think of the classic characters, I'm thinking of like Cinderella and Snow White and Sleeping Beauty and stuff like that. So it's like, I think it's interesting, you know, the characters people are, you know, refer to in certain ways where it's like, I feel like those are the ones from your childhood, you know? Like that's, and don't get me wrong, I'm all about 80s and 90s characters because, well, that was when I was a child. But I also watched the stuff from before I was born. You know, I grew up, my favorite movie for a while was Cinderella. So, you know, and I wasn't, was Cinderella the 50s? And I wasn't born in the 50s. What up, Maximus? I like Maximus as a character. I'm really curious, what are they going to treat the horses as? Are they going to be villagers? Are they going to be kind of like villagers? Because I've been seeing people talk about it like that might be a thing. But that, you know, they might also make sense as a critter, you know, but then they're going to be, you know, have characteristics similar to the gliders potentially because you're riding them, which is kind of like carpet, but then you also saw the horse with the watering can in its mouth watering the garden. So I'm really interested to see, you know, what mechanics they're going to be adding in, because if you try to fit it into the things that we already kind of have, I don't know, that would almost make it feel a little lackluster. I feel like this needs like a whole new mechanic system. But I like Maximus as a character, that's for sure. I love him and like essentially bantering, I guess, with Flynn. Little Mermaid was your favorite movie when you were little, and it was released before you were born. Yeah, I remember when that came out. And that was back when I was still swimming. And I wanted to be a mermaid. So I was in love with that movie when it came out. But yeah, in third grade for like 3 months straight, every day after school, I'd come home and watch Cinderella. But I think that might have been before Little Mermaid came out. But the big ones for me when I was growing up that were current was Little Mermaid and Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, and then Lion King. Like, those 4 were huge right at the end of elementary school and through like middle school and like maybe the first year of high school. Like that era right there. But like I said, I watched a lot of the other, like Sword in the Stone and Cinderella and Sleeping Beauty. I don't know if I had access to Snow White as much. But yeah, like those were also staples. Pinocchio, Dumbo, even though my mom wasn't a fan of Dumbo. Dumbo makes me cry though. Partially now because I'm a mom. What do I need? I need pumpkin seeds. That's what I need. All right. So I'm pretty happy with most characters that they release. Just because if I don't have a connection for my own youth, a lot of times the stuff that's newer, I have a connection through my kids. Like they're sentimental because my kids grew up loving them. So, you know what to do with the stuff I got in my inventory? Yeah, I know that I can craft. There was something I could craft out of some of these pieces. And I was like, well, I'm going to hold off on it. But I probably should deal with those tonight. I just kind of have been doing enough other questing that I was like, I'll get to that eventually. What else was in the trailer? I feel like there was something else. A lot of the furniture looks really cute. So, like the wood with the painted flowers and stuff, I really like that. I feel like there was some other things. I'm okay on the snow-covered stuff, although I did see somebody talking about liking the idea of having something in between the Forest of Valor and the Frosted Heights, kind of, you know, like a lightly snowed-on forest as opposed to full-on snow or no snow. Although, I don't know, maybe it'll give me a reason to use some of those objects that we got that have snow on them, because, like, they're cute, but I want them without snow, too. Have I done the Memory Mania event so far? I have been working on that. I did I did all of the stuff that was available for last year. I'm just collecting the pieces now for the Nostalgia one. That's the only one, because it's the new one this year. And actually, I'm seeing a piece over there right now. So, have you already done all yours? Is it possible to have finished it already? Because it only just started officially yesterday, even though... I swear, man. I had gotten a piece before it was meant to be out, and then they had the dates wrong. Like, there was a lot of stuff where it was like, oh, we're sorry, we screwed that up. We've noticed an error here. It's like, guys, get it together. But yes, I was just planting my pumpkins because I figured while I was chatting about the trailer that I was like, oh, I should probably do something that's not questy, because if I'm doing questy stuff, I'm going to want to, like, read and pay attention. So figured pumpkins was a good alternative while I was yapping. Did it last year as well to see the... Yeah, just need to get that capybara. Yeah, I need to go over, and I see at least one piece over there. But I do want to get these pumpkins planted. I wish they would fix the gardeners. It is kind of annoying to have to water them. Ooh, goodness. So besides being excited for new content, how are you doing? I hope you're doing well. It is nice to know that it's coming, though. I'm really looking forward to, I'm assuming, a more detailed look in October, though. Because the teaser trailer is just that. It teases you into being like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Have I ridden a horse before, like in real life? If you mean in real life, the answer is yes. My parents actually, oh, good Lord, is she actually stuck? She's stuck. Hades? Causing problems. Okay. There are no buttons for me to hit to get out. Alright, I'm going to have to see what I can do. Oh, did I? Oh, ha 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 ha. I called into work today. Oh. Well, hopefully it's not for anything dire. I am almost done with my 12 days in a row. Yeah, my parents actually have horses. I don't remember how long it was after I moved out that they ended up selling their house and moving out, not to the country, but close enough so they had space. And they have Arabian horses, and they participate in horse shows and also breeding. So, but I'm assuming mostly breeding for showing and then selling, because they usually partner up. Like, they'll have a mare with somebody else's stallion, and then the offspring will benefit both parties, essentially. Oh, but only for a few hours. Well, I hope you are doing okay, considering. I mean, usually when I have to call out for work, it's because of something not going according to plan or an appointment. But usually that's a request in advance, so hopefully everything is going okay. But, I don't think I've actually ever ridden any of the horses my parents have. My kids have. But my kids have spent more time out there. Like, when I go out there now, it's for, like, dinner or, you know, visiting or something. Did equine therapy as a kid. Oh. So are you looking forward to the horse thing? Have you tried, somebody else that, do you know Misty? I never know who knows people. She plays a game called, Ranch of Rivershine, and that's all about horses. And it looks very fun. It's just another game in my long list of games that I'm like, you know, I wouldn't mind trying that out sometime. But, I took horse lessons a few times when I was a kid. And then when I would go visit my grandparents, you know, my grandparents lived in a rural area, so we had either extended family that had horses or, like, their friends. So I've ridden a horse bareback before, and with just a rope as a rein, and ended up riding it around its enclosure and got too close to the fence, and there was just enough of a wire, like a metal wire, poking out to poke it in its back flank, and it bolted, and I just flew off the back. And then I had my hands on this rope, and I got dragged for like 10 feet before I was like, let go. I was like, I don't know, like 10 at the time. But that was an experience. And then I ended up riding a horse at another point. We did like this trail, and it bolted up the side into these woods away from the group we were with, but and stopped, and they were able to get it to come back down to the trail. But those were some experiences. But I like horses enough that it like, I could see somebody being like really freaked out by those experiences and going, nope, horses aren't for me. But I'm all right with it. Like, they were fine. It was just, I mean, they were understandable, you know, and I ultimately wasn't in real danger or anything. It was just startling to be like, where are we going? Yeah, it wasn't fun. Saturday, you're going to a concert. Fun. I have a concert a week from Saturday, so also, yay. Who are you going to see, if you'd like to share? Hopefully somebody exciting. Yeah, we had gone swimming in like a little creek or something, and so I was in like jean shorts and a bikini. So yeah. I remember it not being very fun. But, you know, I didn't break anything. I mean, like, I was scratched up and probably bruised and stuff, but it was more startling, I think, than anything else because it happened so quick. And it was a good horse. It's just nobody wants to get poked in the side with a piece of metal. Saying the Jonas Brothers. Did we talk about this before? Is this something, because I feel like you might have mentioned this before. Was this like when you had gotten the tickets maybe that you had mentioned it? Because I feel like if it wasn't you, it was somebody else talking about going to see the Jonas Brothers. Well, that's exciting. And if you grew up, you know, in like the 2000s then they were probably a huge part of your youth. Yeah. So that's awesome. I bet you've been looking forward to this then. My cousin just went to see My Chemical Romance. And she got to see them when she was a teenager, so they were a big part of her childhood. And she was just like, I think I'm gonna cry, because she actually traveled to get to go see them. So that was pretty awesome for her. I don't know who would be. I think if I got to go see Tori Amos, that it would be kind of like that for me, because I saw her a couple times when I was a teenager. And that would be interesting to see her. I've seen her in concert 3 times. And the last time was maybe the early 2000s. And I don't think she tours as much as she used to. I know there was a period of time where she had like medical issues, like medical concerns about being able to perform like she had been with her hands. And she plays piano. So, you know, if her hands couldn't keep up with it physically, you know, that was going to end her touring time. And it didn't happen, but like I remember there was a period of time where it was of concern. Like her doctor was concerned about it. I missed a plant. No, it's not, it's watered. See? It does this to me regularly. Like, if I try and water it, it won't matter. Technically, it's watered. It just doesn't change to green. But even on the map, you can see that there's no orange droplet thing. So, I don't know why it does it. Because, yeah, the first time it happened, I was like, what the hell? And actually, all these ones are up there. It's not consistent. It doesn't always happen. And it's not always the same plant. It's not like the gardener thing. Yeah. Yeah, I feel like as long as it actually grows the way it's supposed to grow, I'm not going to fuss about it too much. Ooh, moonstones. I'll take it. It's been really tricky getting used to going and visiting the stalls in the other worlds. Because I've forgotten it a couple times this week, and I'm like, oh, I should do that because, well, that's how I'm going to fill out my stockpile of stuff. What else did they show? I feel like there was something else. Oh, gosh, my nose is itchy. Not surprising. And it's fall now, so any hopes that I had that my nose might stop being itchy all the damn time have gone out the window with the potential for fall. Fall has always been an allergy season for me. It's just gotten whiter as I've gotten older. So, yeah. It's delightful. My husband actually developed allergies later in life, and it took several years of me going, you know, you might have allergies. And he's like, no, I'm just prone to bronchitis. And I'm like, might be allergies. But it's hard when you haven't had them. Like, I think he was in his 40s when he finally was like, all right, give me the allergy medicine. We'll see. And then he stopped getting bronchitis a lot because if he starts getting any kind of nasal drip stuff going on, it always ends up turning into bronchitis. So, stop the nasal drip. Stopped getting bronchitis a lot. All right, I only have 3 more pieces. Yay. All right, so now that we've dealt with pumpkins, I suppose we could start doing questy stuff. I need to change my critters out because I think I did get to level 5 on both of them.
Oh, thank you.
Was there something else major for the update? I mean, there's going to be so much more that we haven't seen yet because, of course, we only saw one biome. We only saw so many little, you know, buildings, and I think the character had a clothing set on. But there's going to be so much more to see. Oh, the new critter was it a goose? I think it was a goose, right? And it made me think, what was was the new critter a goose? Goose in Disney movies. Oh, I didn't even think about that. They're showing, the first thing that popped up was from the Aristocats, which honestly I feel like I've only seen once in my whole life. The Gable sister, or the Gabble sisters. Are there other geese? Because when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's cute and different. But I couldn't remember specific geese. But it looks like there are a few. Okay. But we only saw one new critter, unless you count the horse. Which, again, I don't know if it's going to be a critter. Anyway. They did tease a villain? What? What did I miss? Unless we're talking about the Evil Queen, because I've seen a lot of people talking about the Evil Queen. Geese are aggressive. Exactly. That's why we have to befriend them. Oh, critters is what I was doing. Okay. I've seen a lot of people talking about the Evil Queen from Snow White, but is that who you mean? And if so, what was the tease? Because I feel like I don't pay as much attention as, like, there are people that will break down, like, screenshot by screenshot the trailers, and I'm just like, I don't have the capacity to do all of that. But, I think so. I'm gonna have to watch the trailer again and see if I can catch it. I feel like it would make sense just because of Snow White, but I also wouldn't mind not... Like, I like the fact that who did we get at the beginning of Eternity Isle? We got Rapunzel and Jafar and Gaston, and those are 3 different movies. And then for for Storybook Vale, we got Merida, Flynn, Maleficent, and Aurora. Of course, we didn't get Aurora till later. And Hades. And Maleficent and Aurora are the same IP. But the other 3 weren't. So I'd really like to see a different villain. There was an interview. Oh. Oh. I'm going to have to look into that. Okay. I just would like to see a villain from something else. Like, I would like it to be different. Unless they're going to have 4, like they did with the Veil. Anyway. Who do I want to take with me? Does it even matter? It doesn't even matter. Just pick a couple. I suppose we could do you, Mr. Rockstar. Rockstar Fox. Maybe we could do Rockstar Fox and the wind-up raccoon. That'll be an interesting pair. Okay, I'm going to eat some food. I'm going to put this stuff away. And then we're going to get into questy goodness.
Feels like a core memory kind of thing.
I'm going to have to look up that. Actually, I'm going to have to write that down. Because... oh, my brain is jellified. I've worked 11 days in a row. I have 1 day left to go. I broke... except for the fact that I don't know my measurements yet from my book sale. Like, I measure before I do the book sale, and then I measure after the book sale. But I still have some stuff that needs to get dealt with as part of the sale process, and I won't know the final measurements until the 15th when I get back into the office on that Monday. But theoretically, I have broken all, like, how many items got sold, how much money was sold, or, you know, like, the value of the item sold, and then how much space was actually gained through this process. And that's my snapshot for the year to kind of, you know, be the statistical data to prove that the process is working like we need it to. Look for DDV, DLC interview. Ah, cool. But yes, tomorrow is day 12, and I have some stuff I really need to get done before I'm out of the office for the next week. But I am so ready. Oh my god. I moved over 2,000 books for this, or not over 2,000 books. I moved just under 2,000 books for the sale, but then, you know, about half of them sold, and then the other half had to go back. So I moved a lot of books. I moved over 2,000 if you count the move out and the move back in. So, what are we doing? I'm looking for quests. That's what's happening. Although I'm gonna look at the event first. I need to fish for more seafood, and I need to earn some more Dreamlight. I don't feel like doing that right this second. So I will spend these points before I'm done, and I'm going to buy a couple things from the shop. I want this, the emotional memory bundle. I'm a little disappointed, though, that the sadness balls aren't in here. Why do we not have a blue ball? Does that make sense? Doesn't make sense to me. You know, we have all of the other colors of the base emotions, except for sadness. And then this dress is really pretty. I don't think I'm going to get it, but and I like how it looks on my character. Sometimes I like the dresses and then I look at my character and then I'm like, I don't like that, so I'm not going to get it. And then Tiana got a new outfit. I'm not going to get it either. I'm hoarding my moonstones again. I'm tempted for just this one thing in the motifs, because it's not terribly expensive. The grape soda pin. So cute. And then, what's the other thing? There's one more thing I was thinking of getting. Oh, I was thinking about getting this, because I really want this. I love these banners, these little bunting things. I love them. And I have regretted not having this ever since the first time I saw it. So, and the guitar and the piñata are also very cute, but the fact that it's on sale right now, it's not terribly expensive. I'm going to get that. And the bundle up here, even though I'm disappointed the fact that there's no blue memory ball, whatever it is. Orb. Okay. Who are we doing? We're doing Joy. Remove some green fires and night thorns from the Forgotten Lands. Oh, that's right, because when I was doing this before, I ran out. I ran out of night thorns. Okay. This is where I'm going to find there's no night thorns. Up here. All these green fires, but no night thorns? That's not a night thorn. Are you kidding me? I haven't had any time to, like, clear out any biomes. But I thought for sure that at least one night thorn would spawn in the week. That's crazy pants. And it just is up here in the Forgotten Lands. Well, what if there's no night thorns? Am I really gonna not be able to do anything tonight? There better be at least one up here. Oh, man. Oh, it's a fox. I was like, what is that in the grass? It's just the back of his head. See, because even if I collect all this stuff tonight, they probably won't spawn any new night thorns tonight. In fact, there were a few days this last week where I didn't get to play this at all. I'm honestly super grateful that this week's Stream Snaps was an outfit challenge, because I had to go to a birthday dinner last night, and I was really worried that it was going to take too long to try and do that and record tomorrow's video, but outfit challenges are pretty quick. Yay. I will say having 2 companions at once has made leveling for the critters go much faster, which it should, right? I'm gonna be really bummed out if I can't actually make any progress on the quest at all tonight because of this. I was looking forward to it all week, dang it. I'm not gonna feed you, Raven. I'm busy. I mean, I could work on the star path, but even then I only have 2 duties, and that probably go pretty quick, because if that's all I'm focusing on, you know? And it is kind of weird to be very leisurely going about the duties for the star path, just because I know they're not super complicated. I'm just like, yeah, I'll get to that.
Remember,
But the fact that I'm almost done is very strange, considering I've just been not having very much time to work on it. Can I move a night thorn up here and then take care of it? Wouldn't that be funny if I could do that? I don't think you can, though. I don't think you can move night thorns around.
Over here.
No, Remy, I'm busy. I'm busy not being able to do my quest. Wow, not a single one. Well, that is extremely annoying. I think that was the last thing up here.
And beyond.
Nope. No, I cannot find a night thorn. And I doubt very seriously one will spawn quick enough. Let me see if maybe there was one stuck behind this house. Yeah, because I was wrapping the stream, or I was getting close to wrapping the stream last time, and I could only find 6 of 7 night thorns. And I was like, oh, well, surely sometime in the next week, you know, one will spawn. But I didn't have a chance to clear the biome, and I swear the spawn rate is super weird with night thorns. Like, if you don't clear the whole biome, like, things won't spawn. And I didn't even really think about it, because if I'd thought about it, I would have... I mean, there were a few times this week where I did play, and I could have done that instead of pumpkins, you know? But I don't see any up here. Well, poop! That's very annoying. Well, and see, things will spawn, but night thorns have a weird spawn rate, you know?
Hello.
at me. I'm annoyed. All right, so if we can't do that and we need to give it a bit, I suppose what we could do instead is do duties to get the Star Path stuff done, because that's time passing at least and doing something with the time. I could go ahead and craft one of them was like a rainbow potion or something. It was in potions, yeah? No. Well, functional item. Rainbow energy. I'm gonna go ahead and make it. Even though I don't know what it does yet. And it shimmers with all the colors of the rainbow. You think it could be used to make something very special. Okay. Oh! Okay, I just made Bing Bong's plushie. Which you probably already knew was a thing. Can I actually make these any old time now? Hold on, I need to put that on my list then. Because I thought that was just for that one quest. And then I'm going to have to go put that plushie somewhere. Oh, I'm so torn. Okay, hold on. What am I doing? Tissue box. And this, I have no idea what. And then crafted. Okay. Do I do anything with it? Is there a quest for something? Just put it down. Okay, hold on. What floor is that on? It's the 8th floor. Haha, good guess. Couldn't remember. Oh, where do I want to... Hold on. Hold on. Will he fit in his wagon? Oh, he won't fit in his wagon. Okay. Ah, no. No, stop misbehaving. Okay. I was really hoping he would fit in his wagon, and that would be super, super cute. Okay, where do I want to put you? This is the playroom. This room is so full already, though. That's the problem. Okay, I need to write that down, though. Bing bong. Not bin bong. Bing bong plushie. Now, is that something in my furniture list at this point? Or is it just a crafted thing? Find materials, enchantments, fences and paving. Functional items. I'm assuming it's because we can only ever have one. Why even have a collection list if you're not going to have everything in the collection list? What's it called? Inside Out. Yeah, it's not in here either. Okay. Well, no, that's not what I want you to say. I want you to say, I don't know what it is. We know it's Inside Out, but it doesn't say so in the game. So therefore, I'm going to mark it as crafted, even though I can't craft another one, which, you know, it's fine. There he is. He looks like he's ready to play in the fort. He's so cute. Oh, someone's getting ready to take a shower. Okay, so since we're stagnated there, what kind of quests can we do for this? Decorations in the Forest of Valor, mining rock spots, harvesting 3 cocoa beans, 3 fish from the Sunlit Plateau. It's not as helpful as I would like it to be, but let's go down and do cocoa beans real quick. And then we can do some mining. Look at all the great stuff you got. That's not cocoa beans, that's coconuts. I do that all the time. Here we go. Alright. Glade of Trust and the Sunlit Plateau and the Forgotten Lands. Okay. Well, relatively easy. We like relatively easy. I do like the fact that they've made the critters pick up stuff faster. That is handy dandy. The fox is going to pick up seafood if I'm not mistaken. Unless he picks up something different. Because sometimes the ones that are a little bit unique pick up different pick up different stuff. Ugh. And you stop looking at the screen and then you realize you're running into a rock. Oh, I should have let you pick that up, huh? Okay. Sunlit Plateau. I'm just trying to get through this as quickly as possible. Yeah, I saw somebody in some group asking how to get some Dreamlight so fast. And my first thought was, do Dreamlight duties. Just back to back to back to back. You can make a lot of Dreamlight real fast. Well, and somebody said you could, it was like, oh yeah, you can use Dream Shards, crafting with Dream Shards. And I'm thinking, yeah, but if they're relatively new to the game, they probably don't have a ton of Dream Shards yet. Because I honestly don't think I have made Dreamlight with Dream Shards since I feel like there was a quest really early with Merlin to do that. And I think that's the only time I've ever crafted Dreamlight with Dream Shards. Okay, and then Forgotten Lands, so we'll just pop right up there. And this is where we magically see a spawned Nightthorn and we can just advance our quest. Welcome to my stream where I exhibit wishful thinking. Ooh, oh, I went all around it and didn't actually grab it. Congratulations, level 3. Maybe I'll do some snippet catching too. Snippet catching with all of my lure traps makes leveling companion super quick. If I go around to all of the traps in the Vale, I can get a character, or a companion, a critter from level 1 to level, like, halfway through level 4 in just one run around the Vale. Peaceful Meadow, Forest of Valor. Okay. What do I have on my person that might be wanted to be gifted? Merlin. Jack. Shiny citrine, you can't have that. Shiny tourmaline. Who are you greedy people? No, thank you. Stitch. Stitch, Jack, and Merlin. Is Jack running around up here? Jack is in his home.
When I tell Grimsby about
Excuse you. Excuse everybody. Get the heck out of my way. Mother Gothel, just step. Hello.
Well, aren't you for
I have a thing
Halloween
for you.
cheer?
Oh, there it is. I was like, wait, I have something to give you. Let me give you something. Here, take this. Fantastic.
Aha!
But yes, I have made a ton. Like, I remember a few streams where I was just focused on trying to get enough resources, and part of that was Dreamlight or, you know, Mist or whatever, and just duty, and now I'm a child because all I can hear is duty. But get you a lot of Dreamlight really fast, especially if you can do the ones that are worth 250. Not all of them are. Forest of Valor and the Peaceful Meadow. Sup? Mm. 3 apples. Nope. Maybe I should track it. Ooh, I'm pretty close though. Forest of Valor was one. While also feeding a sea turtle, so let me come down. Oh, Moana's boat is not down here anymore. There. We just need to feed one sea turtle. Aha, I see you. Hello. You know what I need to do? Since I have this whole next week off, I need to set up a bunch of timers so that I can log in and feed all the critters that I normally can't feed during the work week. Yes, I'm going to do that. In fact, I'm going to write it down. Set critter timers for next week. Next week. At 1 sea turtles on Monday. Should be really close to getting him done. 500 star coins. Prepare a meal, tea sandwiches. Easy peasies. But first. And yes, I know I could put the decorations down if from anywhere, but it's easier for me to find them again if I'm just right next to them. Because I was like, oh, I could put down decorations meaning chests in this biome and this biome and this biome, and then when I go back to get them out, I'm like, where the heck were they again? So it's just easier if I just go to the biome. But we can travel from here. What does Goofy want? Do you want a food item, Goofy? Because that would be amazing. Since you're just standing right there. It says, oh. Oh, you want... Oh. I don't really want to make you that. Nope. Tea sandwiches. Tea. Oh, I didn't think about the fact that there were a bunch of drinks. Good job. Alright. Does anybody want the tea sandwiches? That's not how we find out. Oh, somebody does want the tea sandwiches. Moana wants them. I remember them not sounding very appealing. And she's right up there. Well, let's go do that. Hey, Chicky Chicky.
This place is starting to look amazing.
Yeah. I want to say goodbye to the companion. That sounds like... I don't like how that's phrased. That doesn't sound very good. Alright. Yeah. Alright.
See you soon.
Remove 4 night thorns. Can I do it up here where there's no night thorns? Sticks. It hasn't been that long. It's not really worth it, but... A girl can dream. Is it seafood or is it orange bubbles? Because I had one for orange bubbles. But I think it's seafood now.
So great. I'm making a bunch.
Nope, that's not what I wanted either. Pet a companion. Sell 2 meals. Gain 500 star coins. Hey, I'll pet you. Hua. Running around. There we go. Alright, so seafood. Cast around for seafood. Alright, I'm gonna go down to the glade, I think. I always seem to catch a ton of squid down here. Hello, Alice. I love it when you're tiny. I actually like it when she's big, too. I really do. I think she's so stinking cute. I love it. Okay. Ah, this should be a squid, right? Blue bubbles. Suppose I could go over to the Frosted Heights, too.
Anyone need help with anything?
I love it. I'm sorry. I'm still not over how much I love the critters following around the villagers. Like, it still just tickles me every time I see somebody running around with a little companion. Hey, Mickey, you mind if I come over here and steal these bubbles? So it's been really nice here. Like, it already feels like fall, and usually by now we're having, you know, summer weather still. So it's kind of a mixed bag. It's like, I keep expecting us to get another heat wave. We haven't. Like, it's been 50s in the morning and 70s to low 80s. And normally we're still in like 90-degree weather and going, oh my god, will summer ever end? If I keep getting bubbles here, it'll be okay, but if not, I'll move on. I suppose down on the beach there might be shrimp. I just feel like I always get a ton of squid when I'm here. Is Alice hanging out with me, or is she just following me everywhere? It's weird. What time are we looking at? Oh, excellent. It'd be nice to finish up the seafood thing and then take my break. And see if we can get lucky, man. It'd be super nice to get lucky. And have a night thorn.
Busier than the marketplace around here.
Just one. Like, seriously, it's just one. Oh, I was like, where the heck is my food? Forgot that you actually have to scroll up now when you have critters with inventory. So we had our bus schedules redone again. And I think that they're going to keep doing this going forward, where after the first couple weeks of school, they're going to reassess all of the bus routes to make sure that all the kids are accounted for that are riding the bus. So my oldest already had his shifted back by almost 15 minutes, so his bus comes at around 5:45 in the, or 6:15 in the morning. And then the little one, his bus route shifted, so now it's like 7:20. And so today was the first day he had to get up for that. And I was like, I'm sorry, man. It's like, there'll probably be more kids on your bus because either they've combined routes or they've had kids that need routes assigned or something like that. My older one was like, well, maybe they'll change my bus route. And I'm like, dude, I didn't get any notification about your bus route. And he's like, well, they said that they were redoing them. And I'm like, okay, but they didn't send me anything about your bus route. And so I had to show him, like, no, your route did not change because it's early. And I get it. But he got himself up this morning, which has been the goal, is to get him getting himself up. I still sent him a message this morning saying, making sure that he was awake, and he was. I had heard him moving around, but I think it's going to take me a little while to trust. Next week I'm planning on turning off my alarms completely. Maybe I'll leave it on Monday just because it's Monday, and then turn it off for the rest of the week. But I turned off the earlier one that I had, because I had two. I had one for giving him about 30 minutes, and then one for 10 minutes notice. And now I'm just down to the 10-minute one, and I think next week I'm just going to turn it off altogether. But of course, with the little one's bus route being changed, I now have to get up. Let's see, I would have been able to sleep an extra almost hour in between the two buses, or the wake up times, and now I like 20 minutes, which is fine. It will work out better, although I'll get tired earlier during the week because it'll give me a little bit more time in the mornings, which I really actually enjoy having time in the mornings, because if nothing else, I play my game. But usually I get some chore or some kind of pickup done, and I've, just started integrating that into my morning. I water my plants and, putter around and drink my coffee and get ready for work. And even though I'm not a morning person, I do appreciate having that time in the morning. So an extra 20 minutes, not going to be, or an extra, or what is an extra like 20 to 30 minutes. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I just don't ever want to be up at 6:30 in the morning. Which, if you are either a morning person or already are getting up that early, I understand it's not that early or that early to some. But for me, but not a fan. Well, I don't know if I could say that in all honesty anymore. Because I actually am a fan of having that time. I just like I'm a night owl, like, naturally. So I don't like the sacrifice being that I have to go to sleep earlier so that I can function like a human being. Or I end up having to make up the sleep and I end up passing out at like 8 o'clock at night occasionally, which I don't like doing either. Look at all these orbs I'm getting. That's fantastic.
I just love.
It is the nice thing about them changing the drop rate for the actual memory pieces. Makes me feel like having a night where I'm just doing like fishing and like making sure I feed all the critters and that stuff. Maybe we'll do that tonight if I can't actually get a night thorn to spawn. I was just up here. It's probably going to be really stingy with the fish. I only need 2 more. Well, and it's not even fish. It's seafood. Oop, there's a blue bubbles. Fan-freaking-tastic. After this, if this is a squid, because I'm going to say after this and then it'll be a tuna. But after I finish this, I'm going to take my break. The only problem with doing long bouts of fishing is that my brain starts to just zone. And the fact that I'm on day 11 of working in a row, I don't need anything helping my brain turn to mush. I really don't. You know what I could do next week? I could take naps. That would be amazing. And not a nap at like 7 o'clock in the evening, which is when I tend to take naps now. And you'd think that would disrupt my sleep cycle, but it really doesn't. It's kind of like drinking caffeine at night. Usually doesn't cause me any problems for sleep. Occasionally. But I think that's also to do with my age because I occasionally don't sleep as heavy as I used to. Regardless of whether or not I have caffeine or not, or a nap or not. Sometimes I just wake up in the middle of the night more than I used to. Sometimes it's because I'm too hot, which is also bizarre for me. But yay! Perimenopause! Whee! I might as well laugh about it while I can. This should be a crab, yeah? Oh no, that's yeah, I forgot. Crabs are blue, yes? I feel like they're blue. I could try the Forgotten Lands. Squid spawn up there, too. This is where it's going to take me ages to get this last seafood. Come on, man. Just one more. I'm good for it. Come on. Oh. Disappointed. Disappointed! Okay. Forgotten Lands? 'Cause I need a new beverage. Oh. What the? My phone just got all buzzy at me. Ooh. There it goes. Thank you. Alright, well, we'll spend points and stuff after. Just gonna take a quick peek around and see if somehow we got lucky enough to have a Nightthorn spawn. There's sticks and flowers and all kinds of crap. But I feel like I don't usually see a Nightthorn pop this fast. There's something to be said about maybe the fact that there weren't any up here tonight. Like maybe that might mean one might show up, but so far it looks like just sticks and flowers and things. Maybe I'll look it up and see if there's anything I can do to, like... Because I was like, maybe I should turn off and turn on my game again. Like, maybe restarting the game might make it kind of go, oh, let me produce one for you. Check behind here and see if somehow it got... One got back behind here, but it doesn't look like it. Alright. So, it's break time. So, I'm just going to stand right here. Oh, no, I'm going to stand right here. So... yeah. So, if you stick around through the break, thank you so much. If not, before you go, don't forget to thumbs up or subscribe or follow, depending on what platform you're on and if you are enjoying your time here. And have a lovely day, nighttime, wherever you are, whenever you are. I will be back in a few minutes. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. I was like, wait. My game screen was black for a second. I was like, oh no, what did I do? I went ahead and restarted the game because I looked up the Nightthorn situation, and it's probably not going to help, but just in case it did, I thought I might. So the verdict, and I did not actually look at the dates on the posts, but it looks like somebody was saying like 10, the game spawns 10 Nightthorns every single day. And it's random across all of the unlocked biomes, so the whole game. But that they were recommending you clear all of the valley to encourage them to respawn. So if you clear all of the biomes and then do a reset of the game, that it might force a spawn.
Some people are
So I was like,
really
well, restarting the game won't hurt, even though I haven't cleared the whole valley. But I figured it probably wouldn't do anything, but I was like, you know, I'm already on break. I might as well go ahead and do the restart just to see if it actually forces anything to respawn. But it didn't look like it did it. And I wasn't really expecting it to, but I was like, wouldn't that be magical if I was able to just restart the game and have it spawn? One. I just need it to spawn one. So, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to go ahead and clear the rest of the biomes of stuff. And then try a restart then. It seems like the most important thing to do is clear the Nightthorns, but somebody was also mentioning to clear the other stuff too, which I feel like I have noticed has an effect. Like clearing some stuff, but not all of the stuff, can make a difference on what actually respawns just across the board, not just Nightthorns, but like everything. So, oop. Stop. Yes, yes, phone. I know I have an alarm. So, because we're already stagnated, it's not like doing this is going to be, you know. Oh, crud. The only real problem. A full inventory. But it's resource gathering. So, I mean, we always need more resources. Did I not get any? Ginger? Hey! How are you, Bama? I am exhausted, but apart from knowing my exact numbers and not having my measurements, I won't have my final measurements until the 15th. It looks like if we didn't break all of our records, we at least broke 2 of our 3 records. The measurement will be the 3rd one. But not all books are the same size, so it can vary widely as far as how much space I actually made. But it was a great sale, and I'm tired now. And I'm glad that it's over. But yeah, we did pretty good. I won't have the final sales numbers, the official numbers, until the store team runs all of their point of sale back end stuff. So I don't know if I'll find that out tomorrow or if I'll have to wait till I'm back after my week off. But thanks for asking. It was good. And I moved a lot of books. Yeah, it feels good to do it too, because it just means we can buy more books, right? Books we need. And for all the people that think print is dying or dead, they obviously don't work in a library.
Wonder what wishes these villagers.
Because there's books, and there's books being made. And art books are no joke, man. They are big, heavy things for the most part, so
Everyone here is so nice.
it's good to find good homes for the ones we don't need and make some money and space for the ones we do need. How are you? I am stagnated tonight because I had no Nightthorns respawn in the Forgotten Lands, so I can't actually do the quests that I am on until I can get one more to spawn up there, which is why I am running around and trying to clear stuff, because it may not make a Nightthorn spawn tonight, but it's something I will need to do to make a Nightthorn spawn anytime in the future in the place I need it to spawn. So it's kind of a bummer, but it's how it goes. This is how we learn and grow, right? Did you see the
With this neighborhood.
the DLC teaser that came out yesterday? It's very exciting. Makes me think, well, no, I'm pretty good usually, since I don't spend a ton of money on games. Usually I feel pretty justified when I do finally go, okay, I need to spend money on that.
Some people are worth melting for.
So I am planning on getting the DLC, and we'll probably get, usually they do bundles, right? So like I'll probably get the bundle with the extras in it, as long as it's still within my budget. But I will figure out how to make it so. I am looking forward to the developer update thing they're going to do in October, because it should have a lot more detailed information, and I'm assuming more roadmap, because we'll be due for more roadmap by then. Yes! Tinkerbell. I'm very excited about Tinkerbell. And I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with the horse mechanics, because it's going to be a lot of new mechanics if they make it very different than the stuff that's already in the game. So I'm curious to see what they're going to do. Because even if it's mostly a glorified critter, it'd still be fun. I mean, taking care of the horses and riding them around and doing that kind of thing. But I want to know what the other biomes are. Have you seen any of the people's speculation on the stuff that was in the background? Because I've been seeing people thinking that Winnie the Pooh stuff might be in there. So I know how you feel about Winnie the Pooh. I think it'd be great if there was a 100-acre wood biome. Have not. So in the trailer, people have been pointing out the stuff that's in the background. Like there's like these, they look kind of like blue and pink crystal mountains, like a pair of mountain peaks next to each other, but they definitely don't look like rock. They look more crystally. And then there was another thing in the background that looked like it might be similar to the stack of honey pots, but like more of them, almost like a mountain, but made out of like stacks of honey pots. And I think that's the main thing people are going, is that Winnie the Pooh stuff? It looks like the honey pots. So, of course, they didn't show us that. They only showed us the one biome. Like, really showed us, you know. The other stuff, people comb that stuff like no other. Frame by frame, they will analyze that stuff. So, it'll be interesting to see if that's what it really is. And I have to admit that when I looked at it with my, you know, novice looking, that I was like, I could see why people think that's honeypots, because it certainly could be. So, be nice. I think I'd like it as a biome and not necessarily just a realm, although a realm would be fine too. Oh, man. You know, when you don't go around and do all the resources, all the gathering stuff for a while, there's so much stuff. Unless you're in the Vale. And then it feels like there's nothing there. But that's just how it is, I guess. I wonder if they're ever gonna like change the spawn right there. Especially now that we have the stalls, I don't know if they're gonna be super motivated to change the spawn right there. I do love having the stalls though. Every time I go to Aladdin's stall and Moana's boat and Kristoff's stall and the other worlds, I'm like, yes! Stockpile for my hoard. Especially with the, like, the fairy bubbles and the opals and things that I know, like, there are certain things you can craft with those things. And I'm just like, yes, give it all to me. Alright. Man. Who is that? Oh, it's Alice. So funny how I don't play this game with sound very often, so some characters I can recognize really quickly just because, you know, they've been with the game since the very beginning, and then some of the newer characters, I don't know who they are right off the bat.
I had no idea how far I'd go.
I love Bua. And it's almost, well, I don't know. It's worth it to give up having Hey Hey or Pua with me because I think they're two of my favorite little critters to have run around with me. But just being able to see them running around with Moana and Maui is like, that's worth the trade. Really, you need to get back into it? Yep. Especially if Winnie the Pooh comes. But yeah, depending on how long you've been away from it, there's probably a lot for you to do. Which can be really nice when you step away from a game for a while, where it's just like, oh, look at all this stuff. There's all this stuff to play with now. I got new toys. Like, I'd kind of like to play Satisfactory again, just because my husband and I haven't picked... I want to say it's been a couple years at least since we've played it, and I know they've been doing lots of updates for it. It'd almost be like playing a new game. But what have we been doing lately? Oh, my husband was building a house in Grounded 2. And I was running around and trying to build up our supplies to create, like, healing stuff and preparing for this big fight that we've got coming. And last night, he was like, oh, we can make this one final push to get some more... We're going to be fighting a boss and then, like, a boss... wolf spider. I think it's her pet or something. And she has heat damage, so we need something to keep cool. And the pet is weak against hot, so we need to prepare for that too. But it's a wolf spider, so there's venom involved, so we need stuff for anti-venom. And I was like, oh, we really need more of this stuff for these cooling... They're called Slurpees in that game. And I need this one component. And he's like, oh, I think I know where we can go to get that. And we were going to do that. And then I kept running into stuff that was killing me. So I was getting really pissed off last night. Because we kept getting sidetracked by this stuff that ended up getting me killed. I got killed by a praying mantis like twice. I was so mad. And then my husband comes up and we killed it. And then it's so funny because he can kill a praying mantis pretty quick and easy, comparatively speaking. But then he struggles killing, like, mosquitoes and bees, and I have to come up and save him from those. And I don't know if it's just because I get the timing better or what, but I was getting so pissed last night. And then we got jumped by a wolf spider trying to get out of this really precarious area. I was just like, okay, I think I've had it for tonight. We'll have to just pick up and try and get that stuff done the next time we log in. But that's a fun game too. I still wouldn't mind finishing the first game because we played the first one in early access, and when it finally went to 1.0, we were burnt out on it and never actually finished the story of the first one. But there's new stuff in that game too that we never got around to playing with. Yeah, 100 Acre would be awesome. I agree. Okay. Oh, another one of these. Excellent. Those spawn pretty fast. I only need 2 more after this. Nostalgia. She's so cute. So cute. Oh my. Okay. And it's going to take ages to clear all the biomes. It's the only real problem for... This morning I had actually thought about, oh, I need to start doing that again. But I ran out of time.
Any way I can.
What did I have to do this morning? I had to deal with laundry. I feel like there was something else extra I had to do this morning. That meant I didn't have as much time. But I didn't even think about the fact that I needed another Nightthorn to spawn for the quest tonight. Oh, man. Well, and Snow White looks very cute. I wouldn't say she's, like, one of my favorite characters. But she's so pretty, you know? And it looks like they did a good job with her character design for this game. Be interesting to see their interactions with the other characters, you know? I think that's... Besides, like, certain characters that I would like to see in the game, I think what I'm always looking forward to the most is how they interact with other characters that are already in the game. Especially in ways that I wouldn't expect them to get along or, you know, hang out or things they have in common. I really like those little moments. Because before this game, I'd really never played a game that was, like, had crossovers from different stories, you know, in the way that is in here. I know they've done other games where they've had characters from multiple movies in one game. But a lot of times games like that are like fighting games or racing games, and there's really no story and interaction in the way like there is in this game. There might be more story than I realized because I've never really played those games. But at least from an outsider's perspective, it doesn't seem like those games are really about the characters interacting with each other. Oh my gosh, I have so much crap on my person. Like, I really need to empty all of the stuff. Well, that's not true. I was about to say, I don't know how I can accumulate this much stuff with all this extra storage from the companions, but yeah. I can see how I do that. Okay. That's better. So much stuff. I also haven't really shopped at Scrooge's store in a minute either. Although I haven't been getting as much stuff in the shops as I would like to see. I'm still missing my Merryweather window. It's such a bummer. Not that I have, like, hot designs on where to put it yet, but... like, I just want to feel complete. Give me my dang window. I also have no idea how much questing I have left to do for the, not Star Path, for the emotional rescue update. I have no idea how long, you know, the quest chains are. Which is good. You know. I guess it's gonna take me even a little bit longer now than it would have because of this silly Nightthorn business. Oh man, I've got to start writing a list of all the stuff that I want to try and get done next week. Not that I have to get a lot done if I don't want to, but I'd like to write down the things that I've been thinking about doing, just so that, you know, if there's something I've thought about and haven't, and then maybe I get to like Friday next week and go, oh crap, I totally spaced doing blah 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 blah, XYZ things. I wouldn't mind working outside in my garden area at least a little bit because the weather's supposed to be really nice and I really didn't do much with it over, I don't know, 2 months. And I really wouldn't mind posting at least an update like, hey, I slacked off this summer. This is what my garden ended up looking like by the end of the season. Since I started the season by, you know, going, hey, I don't do this very well. I don't do it very much. I'm going to post some progress of, you know, slow progress versus, you know, quick and fast. I'm going to make life-changing moves in my garden. It's not how I function, so, for other people who feel like they could never, you know, make big moves, it's sometimes nice to see somebody else going, hey, I'm not doing very much, but I'm still doing something, and every little bit counts. Maybe you might feel motivated to know that you don't have to move as quickly as some of these other people do. You know, like people will be like, I'm going to declutter my whole house in 8 hours or some crap. And it's like, wow, I'm never going to be that person. But I might be the person that says, I'm going to work on it for 8 hours over 4 months. And then we don't have to feel so alone or, you know, like we'll never make a difference because we're not moving as fast as other people are. And it's okay that sometimes life takes over or the weather gets really yucky and you're like, I don't feel like gardening. It's too hot and humid. I don't feel like being out there and spending 2 hours trying to remove grass and weeds and whatever else. All right, I'm going to sort my stuff because now it's a little bit more cleaned up. Now that I used up those objects. It made a Bing Bong plushie, the random objects I found in the realm. Alright, I'm going to go do the glade first. And then we'll go down across the beach, over to the forest, and up to the frozen... Frosted Heights. There we go. I was like, wait, it's not the frozen tundra. I don't even know where that came from. Brains are weird. That's where it came from.
There's always a way to find the fun.
Hello. Hello, little crocodile. Well, and that was, I saw people, a lot of other people talking about wanting more critters to be assigned Somebody was saying that Tiana be able to get a crocodile. Oh gosh, there were a couple other ones that I was like, oh, that makes perfect sense. It'd be great. So I'd love to see them expand the critter thing. And it's nice to see that there's other people clamoring for it too, because, you know, that's how a lot of quality of life changes are implemented, is by enough people saying, hey, I like this idea. Let's do this, please. Not always. And not always quickly, but, you know. Come on now. That's something else I should do during my break. See, here I am making a list, but not actually writing it down, which means I'm not going to remember half of it. I'd like to get into their Discord and put in some more of my suggestions that I've been listing out as I think of them. Because what was I just thinking about? Oh, there was something I was just thinking about, and now, of course, my brain has let go of it. I'm sure it's something I've talked about before. Nope. I suppose I could look at my list and see if anything reminds me of it. Because theoretically, if I was going to mention it, I've already written it down. Yep, I want to know. I want to know if I can figure out what I was thinking about. Okay, what was it? Oh, this is not... Oh, wait, yes, it is. Nope. Oh, it was the doors. I'd love to see more inside type doors. Because I don't like how a lot of the doors look like outdoor doors, or like doors that lead to the outside. And I'm having a similar issue with some of the windows. They just don't look right on the inside of a room. Particularly the ones from the Aladdin stuff. They look like they're meant to be the outside. And it's just kind of weird. And I don't fully understand why those were designed the way they were designed. Because a lot of times I feel like I get very repeaty with my windows and doors. The doors more so just because there's less options as far as the doors are concerned. But especially when a lot of them look like they should be external. Really limits where I feel like I can put them. Oh. I'll open this bag of something I probably already have. Yep. Okay, 3 biomes to go. And then I'm going to do a reset and see if that can maybe make... It really shouldn't, because I think it's going to be too quick. Somebody was mentioning that the spawn happened, you know, at the beginning of a day. So maybe tomorrow morning there will be a Nightthorn available. But I'm super skeptical that I'm going to get lucky enough with it tonight. You know what I'm going to do real quick, just because I don't think it's going to work, but it would really piss me off if it did. Okay. I was like, if I can move a Nightthorn into the Forgotten Lands, that'd be crazy, especially if I got rid of them all and then found out I could do it. So we might as well test it and confirm that it's not possible, rather than assume and get mad later. Oh, and this week's routine duties were super easy too. I feel like one of them was take a picture with Mickey Mouse. One of them was save a picture into your... What did they call that? Is it a gallery? I think that's what they call it. And then the other one was enter a dream snaps, which of course I had already done, or I already did yesterday, because I try to stay up on that as quickly as possible so that I can make sure my video comes out on time for it. So, yeah, this week's routine duties were super easy. Which means what? We only have 2 more weeks of routine duties to go? I'm practically everyone's hero here. It's very nice of you to say. You know what I'd really like to see, although it's not really been long enough to see just how much of an impact the new stalls are going to make, but like there's part of me that wants to go clear out my storage and just see how much stuff I already have from visiting the shops almost every day. I haven't been able to play every single day. And then there were at least a couple of times that I forgot that I even had stalls to go check in the other worlds. Because usually I'm playing at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm not fully functional. A lot of what I do in that time is autopilot. Excuse me, give me this flower, please. Thank you. See, I'm trying to think of things that I want to do next week. I need to do some content stuff. And I'm thinking about, there's been something on my radar to fix with my overlay. So the border that goes around my game screen and has like a practical eccentric on, what is that, the lower right corner? There's some other things I wouldn't mind tweaking on that ever since I revamped it. I was like, oh, I really should have added these couple other things on there. So I might mess around with that. I'm trying to think. Wouldn't mind cleaning up my art space and maybe trying to decorate in there because I did get some fairy lights and some new scarves. So kind of want to mess around with that. But that's a lot of effort. Not only have I not been working out there, but the whole summer has passed, and so garage funk is just a thing. So everything's going to need a good wipe down. And then the fairy lights are going to go up on the hooks that I have on the ceiling, which means I have to get out the ladder and make sure that I can get up and down on that repeatedly to get the lights up, and then rehang scarves and do all of that. And then there's a curtain rod that I bought that I'm going to use to help me cover this really blank wall. But that means I have to move my freezer, which isn't big. I can move it by myself. It's not a big deal. It's just, I'm going to have to move it out of the way. And then, of course, I should de-spider web and wipe things down and then hang it up. And it's just a lot. But that stuff's all been waiting on me for at least 3 months, between 3 and 9 months. Like, I think I picked up the curtain rod sometime in the fall last year, maybe winter. But, you know, it's the kind of stuff that it's just for making it look pretty. So I'll pick up things here and there and then try and do a bunch at once. But it's exhausting to do that, and I may just say screw it. But at the same time, I also want to make it pretty. I need it to be pretty out there, damn it. And if I have things to make it pretty, it seems such a shame not to use them, you know? Trying to think. Laundry. I thought about cleaning out, like, my pantry and maybe getting rid of, like, going through some more clothes. But I also don't want to do too much. You know, like, if I have the energy and I'm motivated, I don't mind working on that stuff. But I don't want to take a week off to rest after working as much as I did, only to turn around and exhaust myself on my time off, too. Like, that doesn't seem like a good plan, so... I want to make the list, not because I want to be able to, you know, get through it all and check it all off, but just because it's like, I don't want to forget or sitting there going, what should I do? I know there were things I wanted to do, and I don't remember what any of them are, and then run out of time and go, damn, I could have spent some time working on this stuff because I actually felt up to it and forgot half of it because I didn't write it down like a ding-dong. It's entirely possible. Because that would be self-sabotage. And that is one of our favorite activities. Oh, 2 biomes to go. Come on now. Well, if nothing else, clearing all of the biomes should at least make 1 Nightthorn spawn sometime between now and next stream. In the correct biome. At least we can hope so. Although if they're going to keep doing the star path this new way, we won't need to save the Nightthorns like we had been. Because a lot of people would stop collecting them in between star paths. Like they would finish their Nightthorn duties and then they would just let them build up. But we didn't even have that much Nightthorn duties. I feel like there were like 2. And not even that many. I suppose I could look it up. I'm sure somebody has documented somewhere just how much of each of the duty things that we had in the star path. Because I have seen it like previous star paths documented before, so I'm sure somebody has documented it and is probably updating it with the routine duties. I wonder how much the Cone Motel is gonna be. Is that both critters fully leveled? Probably. Let's look. So that's... You are level 5, and you are level 5. Let's see if we can spread some love around. Who else? I've got 2 capybaras that are not done. Let's go ahead and do a couple of toon critters. Why the heck not? Look at all these Nightthorns. Can't I just have these count? If I clear 4 times as many Nightthorns from everywhere else, will it count as that 1? That 1 I need in the Forgotten Lands, please and thank you. That'd be amazing. Oh, leveling the critters. So, as you run around, and they're kind of level like companions. So, as you run around and do stuff, they gain experience points. They level up to a max of 5, level 5. And then at the end, well, let me go in and you can just see. So, let's see if there's... If I click on one, I'm hoping to get one of the ones. Will it actually show me? It won't. Okay, so it's just going to show me, like, from level 1 to level 2, there's an unlock at level 2. It's usually, like, a resource of some sort. And then one of the levels will be an expansion to their storage. And then the top level is usually a chest with... I think it's always been a furniture piece, but I can't say that 100% for sure because I can't remember. Most of the furniture stuff that I've unlocked by leveling them to level 5 has been repeat furniture, except for, like, these critters up here have had all unique furniture pieces as their top level unlock. So it's kind of similar to the villagers, except for it's smaller. It's a smaller gain. A lot of people have been complaining about the fact that they don't get new stuff from all the critters, but I like to think about it as if someone picks up this game today, they don't have everything unlocked, so it gives them another way to acquire new things while also leveling up their critters. So, yes, would I love to have more stuff myself? Sure. But I don't mind them building in new mechanics and new things that enhance the experience for new players. You know, they can't always give us all more stuff if we've been playing this game from the very beginning, you know? Ooh, nice. But yes, they give us extra slots. So right now they only have 3 slots apiece, but I think at like level 3 or something, it gets the full, what is that, 7 slots? And it stacks, so it expands your inventory, which is great, but of course then you hoard more stuff as you're running around. What's the other thing they do? Oh, they will produce additional pickups and pick them up for you. It just depends on the type of critter that they are. So like the Pegasus will give you extra grains and pick up grains. The carpet is flowers. Hey does stones. These guys are all kind of different than if they have like the Raven. The Raven does soil, but some of them don't pick up the same thing. So like the squirrels are fruits. And it looks like they're all fruits. The birds are all flowers. There's a variety. Oh, it's the birds. So most of the ravens will pick up soil, except for these kind of special ones, and they give you sweets. So I actually leveled them pretty quick when we were doing the event that had the marshmallows, because they would pick up marshmallows. And they actually fixed what I didn't like, which was they would pick up things really, really slowly, which made that benefit seem moot to me. So, like I was still picking up things faster than they were picking up. But occasionally, they will produce extras, kind of like your villager companions. It's not as often as the extras that your villagers will produce, but, you know, every little bit helps. And there are new... What are those called? They're not duties. I mean, they are, but they're not like the daily duties. They're... Is it collection? No. Is it foraging? There are related duties for bonus pickups. Yeah, gather bonus gems given by a companion. So if I have a companion that picks up gems and they produce extras, it will give me this duty eventually. And there was one for... Oh, I haven't done anything for fishing. Which is why it's so low. Gardening? Yeah, bonus vegetables. Was there one for bonus fruits? Gather bonus fruits. See, I haven't done a ton of this, but they don't produce a ton of extras. So it does... That benefit is still kind of, fine. Like, every extra is helpful.
My friends,
but,
would love
you know, it's not as, you know, critical to make sure, like, you want a gardener with you when you do your big garden picking. So, I will say the snippet, no, they didn't even really produce a lot for that. It is nice to have them with the snippets now that they pick up faster. And I can go over there and demonstrate with an actual snippet companion. I don't know why I always, like, interchange all of the terms. Companion, critter, and villager. Because Because I always think of the villagers as being your companions, but that's not really what it is, I guess. I guess the critters are the companions. I don't know. I could also blame it on my jelly brain. I can always blame things on my jelly brain. But yeah, I'm almost done leveling the critters in the grand scheme of things. I did a lot of my leveling doing snippet catching because I have lure traps, like 4 lure traps by each well over in the Vale. So even though I wasn't getting the extras and they weren't picking up the snippets, they still gain a ton of experience for me going over there and just collecting all of the snippets in bulk. So, and actually I took that advice from somebody on probably a Facebook group or something. They were like, look at all my lure traps and how quickly it levels my companions. I was like, oh, that's a great idea. Yeah, okay, here we go. So this is, once she gets to level 3, her storage will go up. And then I think this is how much they produce, the level 4, but I'm not 100% sure on that. It's either how much they produce or how quickly they gather. And then this will be some kind of furniture object. Probably a duplicate of something I already have. Which is fine. I do still wish they would eventually let us sell stuff back to Scrooge. Not that I've actually run into having so much extra that I feel like I'm bitter about it. But sometimes when I get stuff out of, especially if it's a clothing item from those bags, I'm just like, can I just have a cash equivalent, please? I already have that shirt. Even if it's 50 coins, I don't care. I don't need the shirt. It's not like I can use 2. Or more than 2, depending on what it is, really. But the furniture, I don't mind having multiples of. Just because I frequently use multiples. Trying to think if there's anything else with the companions that I'm not remembering. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. I'm just glad they increased the pickup rate, because they were so slow before. And I remember when they announced it, I was just like, oh my god, this is amazing. And then when I tried it out the first time, I was like, oh my god, this was not what I was expecting. And she looked like she was just floating along there. And you can assign critters to characters. I don't know if you've been around when I mentioned that, but that's why you can see the carpet running around next to Aladdin and Pua and Hey Hey. A lot of the premium shop critters can be assigned. So like Figaro, I think, can be assigned to Minnie. Max can be assigned to... I think Max can be assigned to Eric. Dinah can be assigned to Alice. So, I just don't happen to have any of them. Maleficent's Raven can go with Maleficent. Although I think it's interesting that they have not... Like, they refer to it as Maleficent's Raven and not Diablo, which is his name. Why are we buzzing? Oh, just grade reminders. Okay. No thanks. I get like 14 notifications for grade updates because they'll grade an assignment and then it will automatically update his quarter grade and his semester grade. So every time they grade an assignment in every single class, I get 3 notifications. I'm just like, go away. You have Max as your current companion? Yeah, he should pick up and find sticks, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know if you know this, because there were people that were complaining about the companions that pick up flowers. You can actually turn off if they automatically pick up stuff. Because there were a lot of people saying, I use flowers to decorate my valley with, and the critter keeps picking them up and it's making me annoyed. But there is a setting for that. In... I don't remember which menu. Might be gameplay? Yeah. So companion pickup settings. Collect everything, carried items, or no collecting. I'm assuming carried items means if I already have it in my inventory. But I haven't messed with it because I don't have my outsides decorated yet. I'm not fussed about them picking up flowers or anything like that. But I could see getting irritated if it was decoration that they were removing. Because flowers are an easy thing to decorate with, because all you have to do is pick them up, and then you have however many you have hoarded. Okay. This was the last biome. So, oh, looks like I need to go water some pumpkins, which is fine. Nope. Oh, I didn't mean to keep this garlic. Oh, well. It's fine. Did I have dirt, too? I don't think so. Okay. Oh. I have a random seed. Okay. Oh, I forgot I have a time bendy thing. I'm like, why did I get this random time bending stuff? It's because of the Eternity Isle companions.
You're
That's
making
why.
so many dreams come true.
Okay. Well, I should go drop off this garlic. And then I'm gonna go drop off the time bending stuff, and then I'm gonna water pumpkins. And then I'm going to go obsessively check the Forgotten Lands and see if somehow, miraculously, I've gotten a Nightthorn. Although it's almost time to wrap the stream at this point because it's almost 10 o'clock where I'm at. But, if nothing else, I will have set up for next week. It's just kind of a bummer, you know? I had myself all ready to try and finish up quests. Although I don't know if I'm that close. I don't know if I still have another week after. I don't know. It's not like they tell you how close to the end you are. Oh, I'm gonna need to eat. And yep, there it went. Oh, I need to make more berry salads too. It'd be really great if I could water these pumpkins too, but apparently I can't. Alright, well. It shouldn't be long. Alright. Before I go snippet catching, I am going to log out and log back in and see if it will force a Nightthorn. I doubt it. Since everything I read seemed to indicate that they spawn at the beginning of the day. We are most certainly not at the beginning of the day. We are most certainly not. But, whatever. I do like Sadness's pillow fort. That's something I could have put in, is that an indoor or is it an outdoor object only? That could have gone in the kids' bedroom. How do I get the items that the critter collects? It pops out just like, oh, do you mean the ones they just pick up or the extras that they pop out? Because they will collect their own bonus, but everything just goes straight into your inventory. So, give me just a second, because it really shouldn't take that long. Save. Save to cloud just in cases. And then we'll demonstrate. We'll demonstrate. We'll demo it. I don't think this is going to work. It'd be lovely if it did. Ooh. I'm looking at the poll. 75% are most excited about characters and critters. And news stories and quests is second at 25%. Interesting. I would have to say, if, of the choices I put in the poll, characters and critters, stories and quests, clothes, landscaping, furniture, or horses, I think I'm most excited about news stories and quests. Although it'd be close between that and characters and critters, but I think it's because like quests and stories are tied so strongly to the new characters that I kind of view them almost as the same. I'm looking forward to what the biomes are going to look like though too. Because I do really like decorating with the landscaping objects. Oh look, Bing Bong is right over there. That's the thing I crafted. Okay. Magic? Did we get a magical thorn? Probably not. And we just gotta laugh about it because, well,
Remember,
the best laid plans, right? Okay. I have so many shadow snippets now. I was so irritated when we couldn't get them in the lure traps, and now it's almost like there's too many. Because they appear everywhere in the Vale, so they're at every single trap, and a lot of times they are the bulk of what's in the lure traps. It's kind of crazy. Okay. Yeah, I wonder if I could put this in a kid's bedroom, the fort, because I feel like that would work really well. Alrighty, well, we'll just have to wait till next week to work on quests, which, meh. I also saw somebody complaining about how sad sadness was, and I'm just like, but she's sad. It's like, what? That's her whole deal. Okay. Do I want to try and pick up Merida? I think I do. So what I need a Merida, and I need a couple companions that are snippet catchers. Although I guess I could just demo it with one of them. So let's grab... Merida's right there like she should be. Fantastic. Hi.
Yes! I need to talk to you.
Cool. You can come with me then. Alright, and then let's grab a... Nope. Let's grab a snippet catcher. Which is any critter from the Vale. Doesn't really matter which one. And... I'm going to do my best to not run around and grab the extras. Oh. Doesn't help when I level a critter right in the middle of things. See, they're so much faster now. Look how fast he is now. Of course, he is maxed out level-wise. It's interesting. Oh, that's right. They don't grab the shadow ones. And you see, even though he grabbed that many, he still didn't produce any extras. So their extra production is not... It's certainly not like the villagers. Yep, they're his extras. Those first two that popped out were from the dragon. But then they immediately got a little paw over the top of them, which means he'll go around and pick it up if I don't get to it first. And that's that. And they go straight into your inventory. So if you don't have the inventory space, I'm assuming they won't go in your inventory. But anyway. I probably have already finished the gather extra snippets because I've done the most with both the snippet catchers and gathering snippets in general because, well, it's really fast to level. I can start with a level 1 critter and get it to level 4 just by running around and doing all the lure traps that I have set up across the veil. Boop, boop. So much faster. Love it. Which means you will never have to worry about experiencing just how slow they were when they first got introduced that way. Or when that mechanic got introduced, I guess, is what I'm saying. Yeah, I just finished the Ever After lure traps and got at least a level and a half, because I don't know how high the level was to begin with. I do think it's interesting that they won't gather the shadow ones, though. I don't know why. Ow. I also still need to go back and redo some of my storage with the Sleeping Beauty chests. I've done... What did I do? I did the fish one, and I think the refined materials, but I haven't redone... Did I redo the, like, fruits and vegetables and stuff? I don't know. It's been a bit. Too much is happening all the time. So hard to keep track of everything. Oh. Come on, Merida. Like, I could still be faster at picking these up. And I still don't know definitively if I need to let him pick things up in order for him to potentially produce extras, or if he will produce extras regardless of whether or not I pick them up or he picks them up. But yeah, it looks like he just produces extra regardless. It's interesting. Regardless of picking things up. Maybe it's just because I gathered some. I suppose I could look it up. I'm sure somebody has done some kind of analysis on how that works. Oh, I need it. Dreamlight. Not Dreamlight. Storybook points. And I've already visited Scrooge's shops. That's something I did this morning. Squeaky, squeaky. Squeaker McSqueakin'. And now I want to watch Emperor's New Groove. Alrighty. Well, I do still need to get my unlocks into my spreadsheet. Not that I have purchased them yet, but I'm going to go purchase the stuff from the store that I want to get this week. Before I forget, I could also grab the stall stuff while I'm here. Level 5? Yeah. Super quick. I know they had a little bit of a head start before we got here, but it's still nice to get it fully leveled before we leave. Yeah. Well, grab it if you're gonna do it. Alright. A toilet? You don't say. I've actually used that toilet. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Oh well. What a waste of a berry salad. At least they're cheap and easy to make. Okay, we'll go visit the stalls while we're here. What's up, Hades? No, I don't want to open the storage. I'm hoping that they automatically give us the stalls for the DLC too. Like, now that they've given it to us in the other DLCs, like, just make it part of the release. You know what I mean? Don't make us wait a year or two.
I had no idea
In the case
how
of
far I'd
Eternity
go.
Isle, you know? Like, just give it to us up front. Alright. And that's it here. We'll go to do the ones. Oh, hold on. We'll go do the ones in Eternity. Nope. Eternity Isle real quick. Stockpile. I feel like I'm gonna sleep hard tonight. I feel like I'm gonna sleep hard this entire... Well, it's kind of a mixed bag because even though I'm off of work, and part of the reason I'm excited to be off and at this time of year is that my kids are in school, which means during the day, you know, I won't feel pressure to either do stuff with them as much as possible during the day or worry about if they're going to be annoying each other all the time, you know, when they get bored. Like, over summer and winter breaks, you know, everybody gets to a point where they're starting to get a little stir-crazy. And kids have a tendency to annoy each other when they do that. So, I'm really looking forward to just some peace and quiet during the day. But, I still have to get up early. So, it's like, I could sleep very well just because I know that I don't have to do anything extraneous if I don't want to. But I still have to get up at 6:30. Oh well. Never be 20 again. Sleep until noon. Alright, I really don't need to collect these ones, but... honestly, at this point, the fact that I have enough extras of a lot of the base game gems and flowers is really nice because it means I can sell stuff and make money besides just farming all the time. And considering how long I've been stockpiling, it is very nice to have more methods of money production. Alright. Now... oh, and there went the pumpkins. I'm so glad I looked at my map. Which means in the morning, if I do any kind of gardening, I will be able to do all of my pumpkins in the morning. It really just depends on what kind of time I have, though. Gotta do some more laundry in the morning. Be good to do some... clean something or pick something up. Or just squeeze in a 15-minute something here or there. And then I think I still need to edit a video for Saturday morning. I think that's the only thing I'm short right now as far as content. But it shouldn't be that strenuous to get it done. So that's good. Alright, that's what I'm getting rid of. I'm getting rid of the time bendy stuff that I got. Oh man, I'm looking forward to some Dinkum this weekend. It's weird not playing it for 2 weeks, but there's part of me that's like, I don't even know if I remember what I was doing. Like, what was I even doing? I was moving stuff around and trying to decorate some stuff, or like building. Oh no, the last thing I did was like slap down all of my extra furniture and stuff. Because I want to be able to see it. There's no way there's a thorn over here. Don't even bother looking. Like, I need to get rid of these critters too, because neither one of them are low enough level now. All my birds are leveled. And honestly, I had no idea just how many rabbits we have in this game. We have so many freaking rabbits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11 different rabbits. And I don't even know if... Is there another rabbit that I don't own? Because it's entirely possible there are even more. But that's a ridiculous amount of rabbits in this game. Okay. Who was I playing with before? I had a toon snake. I'll take him. And then I only have one more snake after that, although I'm still missing a snake. And we'll do the toon capybara. How about that? Okay.
Anyone seen a missing arrow?
Go inside the house and we'll purchase stuff. Go to the shop and purchase. All right. I want this even though we're missing the blue orb. I don't know why. That makes me sad. It makes me sad that we don't have the sadness orb. All right, I'm buying that. Yikes. Don't even look at how much moonstone you have left. Don't even look at it. And then we're going to go get the cocoa bundle. Okay. For that one item. This right here. It's so stinking cute. I love those in real life. Every time I see them, I'm like, those are so cute. Okay, and then I want to do what else? I want to look at the star path. And I've got all of the rewards unlocked all the way to the 6th tier, so it should be just this stuff. So we'll grab that. And this. Ugh, I love this variation of this chair. Oh, that's something else I want to do. I want to dye my hair. Ugh. 300. And I doubt very seriously that this week, the 4th week, we'll get it fully unlocked because I still need 110 tokens for it, which means I'm sure it's going to require... Well, maybe. Maybe this will give us 110. It'd be nice if I could see how many tokens these gave us because I really don't remember. So this might be something that we don't get until the very end. Like the very, very end. But that's okay. It's very cute. It's very cute. Anyway, let's go ahead and put all this stuff in the spreadsheet. So we've got blue retro diner chair. Cars. And in-game, although it came from a star path or an event, so I don't know what's up with that. Kind of weird. Alright. Those 3 items. And then... Coco. There's another item from Coco? Okay, in-game. Miguel's guitar. It's nice to have another guitar variety. It makes me want to go put that in the music studio. Or I call it a music room. Oh, these are purchases. Papel picados. Okay. And then, yeah. I would really like to know the reasoning of why we didn't get a blue one. It seems like surprisingly exclusionary, you know? So, how many people also sounded out decorative in your brain? Am I alone? I'm probably alone in that. But you know how you say things inside your brain to spell them correctly? That is what I do for decorative. Decorative. On this episode of Brains Are Weird. Oh no, no, don't make me do it. No, stop. Need that, right? We need the sadness orb. It doesn't make any sense to me why it's not there. Like if they only gave us like 2 or 3 of them, at least it would feel like, okay, well they just didn't include all of them, but it's just very strange that they gave us all of them but. Oh, and it didn't, oh crap. Okay. Because it doesn't show us all the things. And then I still don't understand why the blue convertible couch, I guess it's not close enough to cars. I don't know. It's weird that all of the other retro stuff is in cars. Maybe not all of it, but anyway. All right, that's all the stuff that I got. This is going on until when? The Memory Mini event goes on until the 9th. Or no. These dates are wrong. They actually sent us a mail. An in-game mail. For the date correction. Is that an event? So it's the 3rd through the 16th. So the dates in the event description are incorrect. But I've been getting at least 2 pieces every time I log in for the nostalgia picture, which is the only thing that I am missing because I did the event last year. So all of the stuff that was available last year I've already gotten, so I'm not stressed about that. But yeah, look, there's already another piece. This is my 4th piece playing tonight, and I got 2 pieces this morning. So I don't know how quickly they spawn, but they spawn pretty dang quickly. It seems like they only spawn up to 2 at a time, though. I've never seen more than 2 at once. So that'll be done by tomorrow morning, if I play tomorrow morning. So, well, we didn't get as much done as I would have liked to have gotten done, but that's okay. We still got some stuff done. We got our stuff purchased. We cleared the valley, which is, you know, always something that can be done. And it's not like we don't need the resources. We definitely do. But, questing. You're a cruel mistress sometimes. But we will take care of that stuff next week. And my critters are being weird, but that's fine. I will be here on Sunday. It will be Dinkum. I am so ready to get back into some Dinkum. Holy cow. And I will be on my break. So that'll be nice. I'm jelly. My brain is jelly. But I appreciate you being here. As I was saying at the beginning of the stream, thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm over 150 subscribers. Whether or not those numbers are real and stick forever is subject to question, but that is the kind of, I don't know, ambiguous state we live in as content creators. But yeah, it's exciting. So thank you. Thanks for hanging out. I hope you have a lovely day, night time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye.